Hello again. I want to talk about something different this time. Uh, I want to talk to you about self-publishing, which you can do so easily through Amazon KDP and Ingram Spark. KDP, with all the children's books that I've done KDP for the paperback and the Kindle ebook. Then I go over to Ingram Spark to do the hardback. Excuse me. The reason is because KDP has a page limit. Um, I think it's like 70, 72 pages or so. Your book has to be that long if they're going to do it as hardback. So, uh, and really, it's great to go with Ingram Spark. They are slower, but it's great to go with them for your hardback because you want it just distributed. They distribute it worldwide. And libraries or libraries want hardback books. And also, well, up until a couple months ago, then this stopped, but it also was put into OCLC, that's online, uh, um, that's the network, online college, well, it used to be college, online library catalog. That is used for people to pull their records from in libraries all over the world. So Ingram would put, or whoever the vendor was working with them would put a skeleton record in there that later on a library would update, but it just makes it easier having it in there, you know, to work with already rather than to have to do a completely original record. And I should know, I am a librarian. I am also a cataloger. Actually, that's the thing I love best about library work is being a cataloger. So I got a little inside here, a little inside information on how to do this and how to make your book look right and everything the way it's supposed to. Okay, so then let me tell you my story. Okay, I published an adult book uh, 25 years ago after taking care of my mother. Uh, soon after she passed away, I put all this on a website, a journal, and then people started asking, how can we get this in print form? So I thought, I gotta publish. The back then it was a print on demand was what they were called, and iUniverse was who I went with, and I got in when it only cost $99 to publish your book, and that was in all formats. And if you're going to have illustrations in it, which I did have pictures of my mother, then I paid like $50 more. But since then, that has gotten iUniverse and other publishers like that are out of this world sky high price to get your book published. And so stay away from them. I mean, it was great that I went with iUniverse then when I did. And they also have done me. I asked for the PDF for that book. I asked for it, and I had to take all the watermarks out. And since it was published 25 years ago, the PDF is all scrambled up, messed up, but I'm working on it. I found Atticus. First program I found that I could really edit it well in. So I'm going to by the end of the year maybe have that done. But now let's move on to my children's book. The first one I did, okay, a year ago, almost a year ago now, it was in July of 1995. I kept thinking, it kept going around in my head. I guess it really started though when we all met back home. My nieces are the only ones that are left, and they don't live back home anymore. And I think maybe their husbands convinced them that they had to sell. their mom and daddy's house and property, and then the adjoining property, which was where their mama and I and two brothers grew up on the farm. So I guess I just didn't want to let go of all those memories. I knew we had to let go of it, but there were so many memories. I thought the first one, because I've been mulling this over in my head forever, because I had to write about my mother and I and the way we would take walks, and walks to see the kittens and the barn and walks to see the flowers, and then how she woke up mature in the night thinking she was a little girl and wanted her mama and papa to leave her there, and she wanted to go home. So that's this story, and that was my first children's book, July in July of 2026. And I did I do back home books? I did. Okay, you on both Amazon and Ingram Spark. Of course, I didn't realize it at Ingram Spark at first. I thought I had to buy an ISBN then, but maybe they were doing it at that point and they didn't later. But I have bought them every time when I publish the hardbacks on Ingram Spark. I feel that it's very important for libraries that you have your own ISBN, not a free one that they give you. And when you use their free one, you have to say it's independently published. When you buy your own ISBN from Bowker, you get to use your own imprint. What's an imprint? That's your publisher name. And yes, being an independent publisher, doing it yourself, you can have an imprint. You can have a publisher name. I had to mull over it and think about it for a while, and then it hit me. Back home books. So mine are published by Back Home Books. They're really published by KDP and Ingram Spark, but my imprint is Back Home Books. So let's just look at it for a minute. Add a book, how you're going to put it together. And there are templates. One of the templates, I did it without a template. I did it with just Canva at first. But then after a lot of trial and error, I found out, there's templates. You could go on Etsy and find templates for children's books for the size of book that you're going to do. Okay, you got your title page, which is all you need is a simplified illustration maybe, or just your title and your author's, your name. And thinking I've created a little logo. I'm thinking from here on out, I'm going to have my Back Home Books logo down at the bottom as well. In the past, you really had publisher's name down at the bottom too, but now that's all. If you got that on your verso of your title page, where all your copyright information is, that's good enough. So then you got your copyright year, and then your name. And then you got this all rights reserved. And you can go online and find templates for this that will tell you what text to use. Mine says all rights reserved. I think I changed it later on some of the others, but it's essentially the same thing. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced or used in any manner without permission for the copyright itself, for the use of quotations or book review. For more information, address. I should have said email or sign the guest book at my website. Hey, Tiger. Yes, Tiger. Tiger is one of the cats that I wrote about later. I wrote about my family through December of last year, and then I started in January and February and March writing about cat lady librarians, cats, cat mama librarians, cats. The first one was Cat Lady Library. Yeah, so Tiger was one of the characters in there. He's my physical therapist, Kitty. He is. After knee replacements, even though it's been several years, because I'm getting older. Um, yeah, like I think I said that in the last video, but my that's one reason I'm doing with illustrations through ChatGPT. Yes, Tiger. Yes, Tiger. It's because both my brothers passed away at 74. I am turning 71 this year in September. So I don't have much time. I got to get them done. I got to get them done. And I'm not going to pay an illustrator when when the royalties, what few royalties I get, are going to go anyway to the Alzheimer's Association through my Walk to End Alzheimer's. See? That's why. That's why. Okay. Alrighty. So maybe I'll just use this book as an example. AI did this. ChatGPT did this. Dolly, at first it was Dolly in ChatGPT. Dolly was the art program. Later on, I discovered that it kept telling me this is the old version, the old version, the old version. So I started looking around and reading up on it, and apparently, I guess Dolly's out there somewhere else, but it only goes to what version 2 in ChatGPT. So it's best to just start up a conversation with ChatGPT, and you get more consistent illustrations and get more what you are wanting. For example, you'll see through this book that it's not really consistent all the way through. But here, oh, okay, I forgot to do this. Here you got your dedication page. And this is in memory of my mother. And that's a real picture that I made when I was taking care of her back home. And then she walked with me to see the flowers and the kittens at the barn. She talked to them, kitty, kitty, as I held her by the arm. Okay, I described to Dolly and ChatGPT, I described an elderly mother at the time I was in my late 30s. And I described what we were wearing and the kittens, but then here's what's inconsistent. See the kitten way back at the barn? It's not a real kitten. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So maybe someday we will do a second edition of all of this. She didn't eat much lunch, but rather wanted sweets. She got upset when I scolded and pouted till she went to sleep. And and see again, she got on the same dress or close to the same dress. No, dress is a little different. Got a different neckline, and she looks a little different too. And then okay, and so did I. And then she looks really a lot different there, but I like how it turned out with the hummingbirds and the cat, the mama cat down at our feet. And she was delighted again when nighttime came, and she loved sitting all afternoon in the front porch swing. And see, this is another thing I learned. Actually, it might have been better, but I put the picture on one page and a blank page with just the text on the other page, which it works, but I found out since then that in Canva, at first I avoided putting a picture on the other page because you couldn't see the text. Okay, I learned later that you can use a background for your text that will go right around your text. So then you can have that. Okay, and again, she didn't eat much at the evening meal, and she grew so very sleepy she could hardly sit still. Did I read that one? She was delighted when snack time came, and she loved sitting all afternoon in the front porch swing. Okay, and then I hugged her, tucked her in, and told her good night, but not much later, she awoke crying out in front. And she looks different there, doesn't she? Of course, she's in a different different clothes and all. But then, where are my mama and papa? Why did they leave me here? She sobbed, I want to go home as I wiped away with tears. And then this picture I used from, I chatted with Dolly and ChatGPT about 3 times. This picture was in a different version of the chat, but I had not been given an illustration to go with this last text, which is, she's trapped in the body of a woman at 79. I always lived in a little girl. My mother is now is mine. So I used a picture from another chat, which I'm not sure how. Ooh, hearing the noise. Tiger's knocking things over. No tiger, no tiger, no tiger. Don't get into the hummingbird feeders. So then, anyway, uh, and then it's a true story. And I used, at the back of my books, I used actual real pictures that I made back then. And then picture of her when she was a little girl. And then walking to see the flowers. And you will note some of these pictures like this one. There are now AI that can change your still pictures into a video. So look around on my YouTube here and you'll see some of these pictures like that I've done that with. And it's, people say, how can you do that? Doesn't it depress you like crazy? Okay, this, maybe it would have if I'd done it right back then, but this is 31 years later. 31 years later. So yes, I can still do things like that. Okay, that picture's from my website of my mother. And then the flower, purple flower, I wore this year in 2025. Okay, that was last year. Will be my 28th year walking in remembering my mother and walked in Alzheimer's, and I carry purple flower because I've lost someone to Alzheimer's. And then it explains, this illustration came from Canva. You can do AI illustrations in Canva as well. And then here's the Promise Garden from the Walk to End Alzheimer's. And then most of my books I did for more information or bibliography or something. And I did a note to teachers and parents here on this being a read aloud book because it didn't come out the right age level. Okay, so I ran it through testings and I think it came out like, I don't know, 8 or 9 to 12. And I thought, well, I'll put that note in the back that it can be read, a read aloud book. But I did that in my first couple of books, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to put that in there anymore. I see so many that they are way above a reading level that they say they are. So read aloud. Read aloud books are good, you know? Anyway, I had been advised, I asked advice from a children's book author who went to my high school, and he's a well-known children's book author, and he advised me against doing this book. He said it was too high a reading level. Okay, and then there was this editor that did the same thing, and the editor was going to charge me so much just to edit the book, just to edit the poem. And then that's when I kept playing around with Amazon KDP, and I thought, nope, I can't. I'm not going to do it with a real publisher, with a real, I got freedom because I could do it this way. Okay. I didn't get to what I meant to do, and I got to go. I'm off work this week, so shh, don't tell anybody. Trying to catch up on some things, but I'm determined I'm going to start cleaning house here in a minute. But I will come back later and talk more about this. But it's so easy. KDP, Amazon KDP, and don't be fooled by other places that try to charge you to publish your book. That's not. Amazon KDP is where you need to go. And Ingram Spark. Watch out for others that say Ingram's with a S, Spark, or S on the end of Spark, or whatever, any place that they're going to charge you, or a KDP that's a they want to publicize your book, not help you publish it. No, stay away from all those. You can do this. You can do it yourself. What you do, Amazon KDP, sign up for an account, start filling in your information about your book. Start working on your book in Canva. Go to ChatGPT and get you some illustrations. What I did, okay, you tell it what you're going to do. You need help illustrating a children's book. Then paste line by line, paste it in there and tell it you want an illustration for this page. And then if you don't like the way it turns out, I mean, you can chat with it all along, all the way through it. Tell it how you want things adjusted. And okay, then you get all your information filled out, and you've got to both KDP and Ingram Smart. You've got to tell it, yes, you used AI. Check no for text. Check no for all the other things except for illustrations. Yes, you used AI for illustrations, and it's fine. And I also say that I did in the books. I think I have most of the books there on the copyright page. Most books are children's picture books are 32 pages. It can be longer. You look it up. Do a search. It'll tell you just how many pages. That it's like the next one and maybe 40 something. But I've done all of mine 32 pages. And what else do I need to say to you? Okay, same thing. And you go to Bowker. Don't go anywhere else to get an ISBN. Go to Bowker. And like I said, I started out with KDP using their free one. And then I thought, no, I don't want to say independently published anymore. I want my imprint name, my publisher name. So that's why you buy your ISBN. An individual ISBN costs around $80, but then you can buy like 10 for 200 and something, I think it is. You can even buy 100. I haven't done that yet. I've just bought it in packs of 10. And then what I do is I keep that email that they sent me, and so I go back and copy and paste from that email, and then I keep it in also a copy of it in a notebook, and I mark it out each time I use an ISBN. Okay, so I got an ISBN for a paperback, for an ebook, and for a hardback. So there's 3 ISBNs for each book. And okay, I guess that's all the time I'm having right now, but we're getting going with this, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. I got to figure out how I can show you on both KDP and Ingram. But meanwhile, email me at that's Brenda, S for Sue, P for Paris, 055 at yahoo.com. Email me there, or go visit my website. It is zarcrom.com/user/year2REM. And sign my guest book there and ask me questions, and I'm going to help you, okay? I'm going to help you through this. What I got stuck in the beginning, and I watched YouTube videos, and it helped me. Every time I had a problem, I'd watch a YouTube video or look it up. Just do a search, and it's so easy. You don't need to hire anybody. You don't need to hire anybody to do your illustrations. You don't need to hire anybody to edit it for you, to upload it for you. You can do it all. You can do it all. Now, with marketing, I am not so good in that yet. But watch out, beware. I think there's a lot of people out there that's going to say they can market your book too, and they're just going to charge you money, and I don't know. Marketing is kind of iffy. Maybe I'll get there eventually, but you got a story, just like I do, just like I got, so many stories. You got stories too. Tell them, whether it's in a children's book or an adult book like my Waiting for the Morning, you got a story. Let's get it told. Okay? Bye. Be back soon.